Hi. I know I tend to do these when I have time, and a lot of the times that's when I'm in the car. So please excuse me. And I do have something to rest my phone on, so I am not. I'm good. So I always appreciate everybody's comments in the comments about me driving and being on a live stream. But promise, I'm paying attention to the road and I'm good. I wanted to do a live stream about a bunch of different things. I wanted to thank everybody that's here, that's new, like I did the last time. I also wanted to just briefly cover all of the happenings that are happening right now. If you guys feel like there's a rapid, ridiculous pace going on right now, you're not alone. I very much so. So let's go through. We had the horribly, horrific, tragic Las Vegas incident last week. My interview with Renee has gone over really, really well. It was a really amazing interview. Renee and her husband are just wonderful people. We've kept in touch. We're working together, to figure out if there are, to get all these other stories together. There are so many. I've been in touch with 4 other people that have eyewitness testimony to additional shootings in different locations outside of the Mandalay Bay. So I'm sorry, but I am of the firm belief at this point in time that there were several shootings at different locations outside of the Mandalay Bay incident and later on in the in the evening. And that has been a serious point of contention with some folks. A serious point of contention, which I guess I'll just stop there. In addition, the money trail, the owner of the Mandalay Bay sold 80% of his shares in that company in the weeks leading up to the event, which is a ridiculously odd thing for an executive to do of his own company. And in addition, they had just done, and I don't know the exact terminology for this, but they had just done some sort of a thing where they basically say there aren't very many of these shares available because we're so valuable. And typically when a company does this exercise of restructuring their shares, the value of those shares shoots up. So it really doesn't make any sense that this gentleman sold his shares. In addition, obviously, Soros is a shareholder. We're also digging into the Paddock family, his family, his other brothers and sisters, his other relatives. Yes, there were several put options on American Airlines stock in the weeks leading up to 9/11 as well. I think it was actually in the days leading up to 9/11, not weeks. So yeah, there was short selling going on, which is interesting. And it kind of, I don't know what kind of a wrench that throws in the different theories that are floating around from the different anonymous posters on 4chan specifically that have seemed to be very credible as of late. Now, of course, there's always the chance that that's just a LARP, a really, 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 really good one, but a LARP nonetheless. In other news outside of the horrific Las Vegas incident, which I'm still obviously spending almost too much time on, trying to figure out, lots of time, and working with lots of different people on that. We had the McCain issue where McCain it's coming out again that he was behind the funding for this fusion dossier. We have Owan's wife turning on him and basically saying that he was a manipulator, a scumbag, basically, which we all knew, but basically his wife is flipping. We have Donald Trump's cryptic tweets with quotes around the word miracle in terms of the time going back to Vegas, but in terms of the time it took for the police to get to the shooter. Now, in retrospect, now that we have the Las Vegas Police Department and the FBI altering the timeline of events that evening, which is mind-blowing, and admitting that Paddock, thanks to journalist Laura Loomer, checked into the Mandalay Bay Hotel on September 25th instead of September 29th. There are just holes in this story. So if you look back in retrospect at the tweet from Trump, with the quote around miracle, it kind of plays in. And then if you couple that with the fact that he said the calm before the storm, we're kind of getting somewhere. Now, a lot of people speculate that the calm before the storm means something in regards to North Korea. I'm not so sure. The supposed LARPer named Mega Anon in 4chan, and I don't like to do this, but this is interesting, so I'm just going to talk about it. The supposed LARPer in the Mega Anon threads said that Trump is set to make 3 massive disclosures, and these events and things that keep happening are an attempt to stop him from those disclosures. We're also looking at the release of the classified documents in regards to the Kennedy assassination coming out in a mere 10 days from now on the 26th of October. In addition to that, 2 articles that I've seen today come out. One of them from Huffington Post. One of them from Huffington Post that alludes to disclosure, alien disclosure, black ops disclosure. That's not the kind of disclosure I want to see. That to me is not real disclosure. That is the drip, drip, drip disclosure that's full of misinformation and half truths. And it's in HuffPo, guys. They use it in reference to technology. Coupled with that, another article that came out today is in regards to a massive hole that just opened up in Antarctica, and they can't really figure out why. Quote, we don't really know what's going on yet. So I'm sure at this point in time I'm missing something. Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, scumbag, whatever you want to call him, right? Whatever you want to call him. That whole thing, you know, I have so many thoughts surrounding like Trump's presidency so far and the art of the deal and how he's actually practicing the art of the deal throughout what he's doing. But like, he's basically demonstrating, I was talking with someone in Twitter DM, and they were basically saying he's demonstrating to the world that all this stuff is bull. Like, Hollywood is eating itself right now. They're just eating one another. Now there's rape allegations against Harvey Weinstein. I don't really care how you say the last name. It doesn't really deserve any respect, so I don't really care. But basically, I'm waiting for the pedophilia accusations to come out, because whether or not you want to talk about this difficult topic, it happens every single day. Every single day around the world and in this country, there is child ritual abuse, there is child sacrifice, there is pedophilia going on, there's human trafficking. It's really, really sad. Yes, John Kerry was down in Antarctica for Inauguration Day. There is definitely something funky going on in Antarctica. Sorry, but there is. I don't know if I want to know. I do want to know. That's a lie. Anyway, so we've got Harvey, we've got, all of these celebrities eating each other, going after one another now. We have advancements being made with the attorney who got the FOIA on the Seth Rich information. We have Judicial Watch going full throttle ahead. I mean, they're just popping into my head one after one another, after and after. And like, there is so much going on right now. It is really hard, really, really hard to keep it all straight. So I will be on the Quite Frankly podcast this evening on YouTube. I have to go home, freshen up a little bit at 7:30. Find Quite Frankly on YouTube. And I am a former New Yorker who has migrated southward. And so I'm excited to hang out with Mr. Frank and kind of get back to my New York roots. You'll probably see a side of Tracy Beans tonight that you don't normally see. If you're interested in kind of a more laid back, happy-go-lucky, well, the topic matter we'll be discussing is quite serious. He has a really, really cool sense of humor, and I'm excited to shoot the crap with him for a little while. Yeah, you can take New York City. You can take the girl out of New York City, but you can never take the New York City out of the girl. I think that's true. I'm working really hard for you guys. I'm really trying to get information out that's valid, fact-checked, sourced, resourced, rechecked. Again, thank you again to InfoWars Owen Schroyer for playing my interview on the War Room today. It is so necessary to get this information out there. I have other video, again, that backs up Renee's claims of gunshots. There's someone filming from the Bellagio Hotel on my Twitter at Tracy Beans, TracyBeans. There's somebody filming at the Bellagio Hotel from an upper floor at the time that, after, a few moments after, maybe 15 minutes after Renee says that the shots were fired. And there are like 25 cop cars rolling up, like ambush style. They don't do that for no reason. And, you can argue all day and say, oh, she had the time wrong. Oh, she didn't hear a gunshot. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Oh, that was a rush of people that came in from, running from the Mandalay Bay. Okay, the Mandalay Bay was 2 miles away. I'm telling you right now, those people were not rushing into the Bellagio from the Mandalay Bay. They ran full speed from the Mandalay Bay and got 2 miles in less than an hour. I'm sorry. New York had issues. The Tropicana had issues. Aria had issues. They're so sloppy with this one, and it's wonderful because they've red-pilled so many people inadvertently. They have no idea. I love you guys. If you want to support me and you appreciate the work I do, I would be honored if you'd become a patron of my channel. Patreon.com/Tracy Beans with a Z. And please follow me on Twitter. I try to tweet as often as I can. TracyBeans. We're making a little family, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day.